all of you to experience what that feels like. I wish this for all of you. It is incredible. Thank you so much. I'm feeling very emotional from the last presentations. I'm always so humbled that I have been blessed with this business. And for me, the best part is hearing the stories of lives that have been forever impacted in a positive way by this company. The 5 things that changed my life, the trends, right? Life-changing trends that Luis shared with us and laid out in such an incredible way, an industry that Carolina shared with us today, that I didn't raise my hand when people asked me if I was embarrassed when I joined Nu Skin about network marketing. And it's because I was in 2 other companies before this one. Both of them, well, one of them failed. They were both much older than Nu Skin. So the first company that I joined, which ultimately was bankrupted because we grew the organization too fast. Yes, you can do it. There's a few capable people here, but unfortunately, Nu Skin just keeps showing up. Can you believe that? We dreamt huge dreams, opened up countries, and the company couldn't support our growth. I know that you come here, and I have to remind myself, after 40 years, we're just getting started. I mean, I don't know about you. I'll be almost 50, and I will announce something. Well, anyway, I'm almost 50, and I'm just starting a family. So, yeah, that's cool. Thank heaven for Nu Skin products and Pharmanex technology and products. And the future is more bright than ever before. So, some of you don't know me. I'm sure a lot of you don't. My story is very simple. I was a boy with a dream, like any other boy in here with a dream, or any other little girl in here, or any other person in here that has a dream in their heart. And I continued to look and continued to try, and fortunately, all sorts of things occurred that aligned my life with perfect timing, that the right mentor would show up for me. And that mentor happened to be a Nu Skin man. I thought this was so strange. He was tall, handsome, rich, and he sold skin creams? I had some dissonance with that idea for a while. But when I learned what a brilliant model and what a brilliant business this is, and we've heard it again, Nathan said these 5 things will change your life. Being in front of the right trends, having exclusivity in the marketplace is like the only bottle of water in the desert. You don't compete on price and service when you're in that position. Building a business takes time and effort. Developing customer relationships, building teams, regardless of the industry that you're in. But if you're an investor, you're always thinking, where can I get the greatest return for the time and effort that I'm investing? This business, because of the third point, offers one of the great long-tail residuals I've ever seen in my career. For me, it's called Life Pack. Consumable products that people love. They make a difference in their lives. I can't imagine a day without pulling my Life Pack out. It's just part of who I am. The next point that changed my life were powerful partnerships. Look around us. You guys, when I was here sitting in the back, and I still feel more comfortable sitting in the back, I remember thinking, I don't think I can do this on my own. But that's our culture here is that we don't do things on our own. If you ever feel alone, remind yourself you're not. Powerful partnerships with the company and with distributor leaders, One Team Global, System 7, these things, these forces, these groups came together to help me be successful. And number 5 is that unparalleled compensation. I asked my sponsor, Nathan, tell me about the comp plan. Here was his training. Get paid in it. That was it. Then you'll know. It's powerful. Anybody that knows Nathan knows that's what he would say. I had to open with that because I'm going to share with you briefly what my life looks like today. And for those of you that don't know me and you're new, my journey has been incredible. But a number of years ago, and I won't go into the sordid details, I was told that I had very little time to live. And then my marriage failed. And then I had other injuries from previous sports. I lost my left eye. I could go down the list like most of us. Yes, I still have my left eye. I just cannot see out of my left eye. A vakok közül a fél szemű a király. Én nagyon akartam beépíteni ezt a prezimbe. Ez az! Király vagyok! Oh! Sorry. Okay. All of that to simply say, I want you to think about this. How fast can things change? How fast? Tony Robbins, how fast? This fast. I am going to crush my last 18 months of my life in the next 5 minutes. And it will never do justice to what I've experienced. And yet I couldn't ever thank everyone enough that played a role in my life to get here. So, in the last 10 months, my sweetheart and I, I'm going to share something I didn't plan on. I had one major goal in my life that I had given up hope on. Has anybody got a goal that you've given up hope on? Okay, so I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like older. Kicsi dagat. Az igazság, hogy ilyen féltele disznó voltam, valami ilyesmi. And I was thinking, my main goal for my life really, since I was a little boy, my parents would ask me, what do you want to be? And I wanted to be a dad, like my dad. I wanted to be a husband. My dad loved my mom. Shortly before my dad died, my dad showed me a picture of my mom when she was 29. That's when they got married. She was gorgeous. My mom had 6 kids after the age of 31. She used to have beautiful blonde hair. When I was old enough to remember her, she had dark hair. And I would always say, but Mommy, you used to have blonde hair. She said, I gave it all to you. I didn't understand it. Today I do. I wanted to be a dad. I wanted to be a husband like my dad was to my mom. He showed me this beautiful picture, and he looked at me, 91 years old, and he said, your mother doesn't look like this anymore. That's not a joke, but it was funny. Your mother doesn't look like this anymore, but I love her more today than I ever loved her then. And I want you to know, this is beautiful. I wanted to be like my dad. But the doubts start creeping in. I started watching too much Netflix. That's the truth. Okay? Honestly speaking, the greatest thing and the most challenging thing that ever happened to me was new skin. Was time and financial freedom. Was feeling like I had arrived at a place. Forgetting the way I got here was through serving other people. I became selfish. I became depressed. I became Fortunately, I had enough respect for one of my key leaders, and she asked me to give a presentation in Utah in, was it March or April of 2000 and, May? It was in May of 2021. And because I love my leaders and I respect them, I worked very hard to lose 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Not healthy, but I did it so that I could fit in to the only suit that I knew would work for me. But I promised, there's a few leaders in this room that know this. I always say, I won't always be there for you, but I will always be there for you when you really need me. And some of them say, some of my leaders have rightly questioned, well, how will you know? Or, well, how will we know we really need you? Because I will be there. And if I'm not there, you don't need me. Charlie Patterson, dear friend of mine, told me at Nathan's funeral. He said, Kenton, and this might sound self-edifying, but I believe there's a good message here. He said, Kenton, you don't know this. I had a recent consultation with Nathan. I mentioned how inactive you have been for the last 10 years and wondered how come his business is doing so well. And I was hurt by this. Charlie is one of my greatest friends, one of the great leaders in this business, one of the most brilliant leaders in this business, and to have him share this with me, of course, was very flattering and also very humbling. He said, Nathan simply said, Kenton is one of the best in the world at attracting leaders and letting them lead. This is our business. I trust my leaders. I love all of you. We're all each other's leaders. I know I don't need to be here, and that's why I'm here. Some of us are feeling like, maybe I can't contribute anymore. Before this presentation, after the last stories, in my mind was this: what more could I offer that would ever benefit anyone here? And I have to turn the volume down on that horrible voice and realize that every story matters, including mine. And if that is true, so does yours. And we need your story. And we need more of you up here doing what we just saw, sharing with us how your lives changed and how you changed the lives of everyone that you touch. Okay, here is 20, thank you for the applause. Here, I have ADHD. Here, I am going to show you how everything can change. I showed up to the meeting looking kind of sharp. I met a girl at that meeting in Utah. Previously, I had a belief system in my mind. This was the belief, and my coach caught it. Here was what I did. I spent my whole life working in Nu Skin. I love Nu Skin. If I wasn't depressed watching Netflix in 2 gallons of ice cream, I was building Nu Skin, okay? Those are the only 2 things that I did. And at this particular time, I was climbing out of the gallons of ice cream to do this thing. Okay, we won't go there. And my coach asked me an important question. Your number one goal is to have a family. Yes, it is. You cannot do it alone. I don't think so. And he said, and your number one rule, I had a rule that I would never allow myself to meet someone in Nu Skin. He said, those 2 things are at odds with each other. Listen, great coach, would you be willing to change your mindset about this idea? I said, let me think about it. You know why I was afraid? because it's what I really wanted. And I'm reminded that most of us are afraid of what we really want. And I know how that feels. So guess what I did? I X'd out the bad belief system. And 1 week later, 2 weeks later, I show up and there was a girl. I wasn't looking for a girl or a boy. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just there to be a professional and to love. And I got a message 2 months later. This is important because this is about the invitation. She's embarrassed. I love you that you love me through this. I get a message that says something like this: thank you for the time in Utah and everything you shared. I was very impressed. It was life-changing. She's rolling her eyes. Maybe that's not what it said. Here's the question. Think of this. The questions matter. Tony Robbins said the quality of our life is dictated by the quality of the questions we ask. Here's the question. If there was no fear, what would you do? Truth bumps, hair standing up, heart beating. Have you all felt that? If there was no fear, what would you do? I sent a winky face back. I looked up on the internet, what's the most flirtatious yet subtly professional emoji? Because she's on Instagram. I'm like, what do I do? I wrote back, that's a very profound question. I will think on it while I'm naked in the sauna. Winky. I didn't say that. I'm just joking. Okay. How fast can your life change? How fast can your life change? She gave me a deadline because I procrastinate everything. Anyone that works with me knows I procrastinate everything. I don't know why. I am working on it. I hired a very big coach to help me kill procrastination. I paid him $100,000. It hasn't worked yet. But I am not giving up. I will not quit. Procrastination. Finally, after 6 months or so of messaging, I get a message that says simply this: I've really enjoyed getting to know you. Patience is a virtue, but wasting time is exactly that, a waste of time. If you could be here by November 30th, I'd love to go on a date, and we can see if there could be something more. If you don't come, I'll close the door, and we'll both move on. The only risk is not finding out where this could go. Some of you in the back are like, we didn't know we came to a dating class. New Skin Tinder! Oh my gosh, I'm in. I am so in. Look, New Skin Tinder, what a great idea. Let's do it, okay? So let me show you. I was in Vietnam building the business again. Her energy, I was feeding off it. That song I played, holding on, trying to keep my head up. I was on the treadmill every morning, trying to do my thing, and I would hold on and keep my head up. And my business was growing, and I was running and chasing, and I was procrastinating what I was most afraid of. I showed up at the airport on November 30th, just before midnight. And here is what happened since then, okay? This is my lifestyle story. And thank you, my family, for letting me share this. I hate talking about myself, but I'm really good at it. So the slides. We went, Veronica and I, oh my gosh, just look at these beautiful pictures. I don't like having pictures taken of me. My self-esteem was really low. And she would always say, Milacek, everything is perfect. And I'd say, hey, by the way, I wake up in the morning and I want to throw myself out a window. Is that going to be a problem? And she says, That's okay, Milachik. I wake up every morning and everything is perfect. Sponsor people that are different than you. Okay? Here we are. Just very fast. Veronica and I have done 22 countries together. Actually, 27 before, because we started in November. In this year alone, 22 locations where I was at meetings and events like this, speaking and sharing and listening and learning and taking notes. And the reason that I've done so well is because I go to more events than anyone else in this room. Probably not a few of you leaders, but that is why I feel the beneficiary of these. Here's something, by the way, Veronica built this presentation. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. So what can you change right now in your life? I'm going to leave you with an action ask. I'm going to ask you to take action to do something. And I promise you that it will change everything if you allow it to. Here we are. Oh my gosh. I'm glad the company people left. Did they leave? Oh no, she's still here. Never mind. The joke is, forgive me, I was in Australia and I said I can't show any lifestyle because they'll remove all my pictures. And the president of Australia stood up and said, we do this to protect the new people here. We don't want anyone to believe that this just happened, that it didn't take hard work, consistent effort, lots and lots of sacrifice. I loved that he said that. I want all of you to know I could weep buckets of tears, and it would only begin to demonstrate what it took to build the freedom that I live in today. So anyway, this is us traveling the world, Germany and France. I don't know wherever we went. This slideshow shows it really, really well. And now, here comes to the bummer of my prezo, because I procrastinated. The video didn't work. So here's what I want you all to imagine, okay? This is what I was trying to do. I would like all of you to imagine a video showing 22 destinations all over the world, a really cool Instagram image, and at the very end, me, down on one knee, asking my sweetheart if she would trust me with her life and marry me. And she said yes. Okay. Last night, was it last night or the night before, she showed me her dream board from a few years ago. And the only surprise I was able to do for Veronica, because if you know her, she knows everything. Highly organized, everything's perfect, everything totally different than me. Like, I am a freaking savage mess, and she is just like, da, 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 da. The ring. Now, I'm not bragging about the ring, but I am telling you that I was able to surprise her. I told her that I didn't want us to spend the money. She is very, very frugal. She loves to save the tax. She's like, let's buy it tax-free in Singapore. Little did she know I'd already bought it, because the day that we tried it on, when I saw her eyes, I keep looking at my friends because you guys know what this is like. I was so grateful that for 20 years, I have sacrificed and worked hard and missed Christmases and birthdays of my niece and nephews and all of the things I did so that my family can have whatever they want that is good for them to have. My younger brother always said, I want to grow up and be a father that tells my children no, not because I cannot give it to them, but because they shouldn't have it, because it wouldn't be right for them. So I am so grateful for this, and thank you for letting me share this story. Okay, here we go. Now, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar 25 or 6 years ago, and it changed my life. In that event, we did an exercise to make a decision, a life-changing decision of our lives. He taught us about goal setting and the power of setting goals, the power of creating habits. And one of the secrets that I took that day is this. He said there's lots of studies that show if you make a decision and you immediately act and make it part of your physiology, that it will become part of your DNA. And so I'm asking you to do this with me because I want you to change your lives. How awesome has Louise Spencer been? Yeah. Dude. Rock star. Like on the razor's edge. Right? I used to tell my teams, you want to work with me when I'm sharp. She is as sharp as it gets. Right? This is like me talking to my 30-year-old self and having a chance to actually learn and listen and build. Like, I would pay anything to listen and learn from her. I want to say something about her sponsor, and I hope you don't mind this. Emma Carpenter and Alex, who I count as a dear friend, Emma Carpenter is a change maker. A very subtle, silent savage, change maker, diminutive by a lot of aspects in the way that she carries herself, incredibly professional, beautiful. We became friends. In my estimation, she changed forever the trajectory of our company in a good way to prepare us for this moment that we're in. I believe that being mentored by who I was mentored by matters. And I truly believe that the combination between Louise Spencer and Emma Carpenter and that pedigree, because I could continue upwards with incredibly talented, gifted, powerful leaders, the very best of all of them has been poured into her. Is that true? Yes! This slide says it all. Optimize for the start. Consistency is the key. And consistency is nothing more than starting. Isn't it? If I start every day, and I'm asking you today to become consistent at something that will change your life. Decisions define us. Do they not? Does it matter to you, to some of you, that I chose to overcome my fears to join New Skin? Does it matter to some of us that Andrea overcame her fears to do this business, that Luis and Carolina and Janusz and everybody I've shared the stage with, all of my amazing friends here, does it matter that they decided to have the courage to overcome their fears? It does, because without them, we're not here. Set a goal. How many of you want to change your lives? Okay, thank you. I got an awesome yes! How many of you guys want things to be fundamentally different forever? Better, in a good way, like me. Being able to have babies at 50. By the way, I haven't announced this to anybody, but my wife is pregnant. Yes! Woo! One decision, one moment. It is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Do you want to come here? Please give her a huge hand. She wants you to come up. Come here. Place, my little love. Oh my gosh, my gorgeous wife. My gorgeous wife is pregnant. What would you do if there was no fear? What would you do if there was no fear? That is the question that changed my life. So my question for you is this simple. What will you do right now to change everything? And here's what I'm telling you. If you want to achieve your goals and dreams, you must give them a place to live in this world. What does that mean? It simply means you have to put it on your schedule. That is the truth, and it's so simple. So here's what I'm asking all of you to do. You all said you want to change your lives. You want it to be fundamentally different. You want to have a whirlwind year like this. Make a decision right now to spend a special hour tomorrow morning with someone who already is, but who will go down in history of our industry as one of the great, not only digital disruptors, but life and world and humanity disruptors. And all you need to do is to schedule what you're going to do next February. Is that right? 3rd or 4th? Hold on, there's a slide right here. 4th, February 4th. Give your dreams a place to live in the world. Schedule it. And all you have to do is commit to it. Start. Optimize for the start. Make a decision today. Buy the ticket. Learn from this incredible leader. And give yourself a chance to change everything. Thank you all so much. What would you do without any fear?